Nerd Studio. Today I want to talk about my favorite handgun, the FNX 9 from FNH Arms. This is it. This is a hammer-fired single double action pistol. It was the first pistol I bought since getting back into firearms. But before I really get into this, I want to talk a little bit about my channel and what I'm trying to do. First of all, I am not a professional shooter. I am not claiming to be someone who knows everything there is to know about shooting. And in fact, I am a computer nerd. I write software for a living. And I'm not really doing this channel to try and share my expertise because I don't have a lot. What I do have is not a lot of expertise. I know just enough to be safe with a firearm and to get your basics down, point it, shoot it, hit a target. But I'm learning, and in that process, I've found that most of the information out there are from the experts' opinions, and sometimes it's very helpful. But sometimes I think I want to know what's that thing in the hands of, what's that like in the hands of a novice or somebody who's learning or somebody who maybe doesn't shoot 1,000 rounds a week. And I thought, well, it's kind of interesting. Maybe I'll share that with people, and that's what my channel is about. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoy the video on the gun. Please feel free if you find things that I don't know or I've said wrong or you think I could be doing better, comment in the section below the videos. I'd love to hear from you. A big part of this is really about me growing my knowledge through you and getting a chance to share sort of my perspective of kind of the soft, handy guy who types for a living trying to shoot a gun. So anyway, welcome to the channel and appreciate you viewing. Okay. So, now that I've gone on about that, let's have a look at this handgun. First of all, the reason that we bought this particular gun to start out with was we were looking for a home defense weapon. That was really where I started this out at. And I should have said that, you know, I do have some experience with guns. I was in the Air Force for about 28 minutes back in the 80s, and so you know I know my way around an M16 and an M60 machine gun, and shot a 1911, and did some hunting as a kid, and shotguns and stuff. But really haven't been into it as an adult, more later in life. I guess I was an adult in the military, although it didn't feel like it. So we got back into it basically looking for a home defense weapon, and this is what we chose. So, and the reason that we chose this one was that it is fully ambidextrous. So my wife, let me show you that. My wife is left-handed, so we wanted something that, if the situation called for it, she would have all of the controls. And so it does have the magazine release on both sides, slide release here, and the safety and the decocker level. The decocker lever is on both sides, and they're full size. They're not a lot of these guns that I've seen that are ambidextrous. The left side version is somewhat smaller, and they've really cut nothing here. It's all there. The only thing it isn't on both sides is the slide release. So anyway, FN, who is really out of Belgium and is one of the large conglomerates, I think they own Browning and a bunch of different gun manufacturers, is a high quality manufacturer of firearms. I think they made the M16 that I used in the Air Force. At least they made the bulk of them during that era, so I'm assuming mine was. I didn't pay a lot of attention then for my 28 minutes. So we chose this one. It's incredibly solid feeling in the hand. It is a polymer gun, but compared to a lot of the other pistols I held, this one just felt, you could feel the fit and the finish. I have actually carried this concealed, and it's not the best for that. Part of the problem is that it is hammer fired, and if I'm carrying a weapon, I really prefer the striker fired guns for self-defense in that way. It's good for a home defense gun. What is it exceedingly good at is for practice. It's very forgiving, and you'll see in the video of me shooting it, I'm hitting the target pretty regularly, and I tell you, I am not the best handgun shooter, and this really allows you to feel good about your shooting, because you're going to hit a lot more often than a lot of the other guns that I've handled since then. So let's talk a bit more about the features. So one of the things that this gun does have is a decocker. So you literally take the safety, flip it down, and that will safely decock the gun. It's easy to break down, as most of these guns are. This one in particular, there's no trigger pulling, none of that. It doesn't require you to get into the chamber and move any switches or disconnect anything. I have an M&P that you've got to get in and flip a switch, and it's, this is so much easier to do. And like all of them, it's let's get the camera focus on that. Maybe I can't. Other than that, it's your standard polymer pistol design. I am a fan of how this slide feels, how it looks. It just feels like there's more to it than most of the other guns. It's not knocking a Glock, or I have a Ruger, and they're all nice guns. This one just has a little extra something. A little extra something to play with. Okay. So that's it. Back together. The trigger on this gun, of course, because it is hammer fired and double single, is exceptional. It has the positive reset that, there it is, that everyone goes on about. All your professional shooters will talk about the positive reset. It's a little far out there. The hammer, if you had to actually pull it for double action, the trigger is not bad, although I find very much that I'm about a 50-50 shooter if I've got to pull that hammer all the way back. But that's to be expected without lots and lots of practice, I would imagine. But I do get 50%, and the next round is ready to go. It has the hammer back, and that trigger, it's not too far off of a nice 1911 trigger. And the crazy part about when I bought this pistol, it came with 3 magazines, and I don't know many manufacturers who sell their guns with 3 magazines. So that was a really nice feature. The sights, if you can see the sight picture. This camera just doesn't want to focus for me. It has a nice set of 3-dot sights on it. They're low profile. The few times that I have carried this gun, it doesn't snag much. Sorry, it's not really low profile, I guess. It's they've rounded the edges so it doesn't hang and snag on your clothing. The grip has some pretty aggressive checkering on it. I don't know if you can see that. But I have pretty small, soft, nerdy hands. I type for a living. So I can shoot this gun and it doesn't rip up my hands. Yet that checkering is aggressive enough to where I feel like I've got a good grip, and it keeps me from overcompensating and trying to squeeze the pistol too hard. Which I find the more I learn, the better I get at it. But that's been something that I struggle with as a novice, is sort of not putting the death grip on the thing because it makes small explosions and scares me. And so the grips on this give you enough to feel good about it, but not so much that, you know, if you're like me and bruise easily, you're not going to come away with feeling like you've ran sandpaper over your digits. It does have removable back straps, and I think it came with 3. Again, small hands, small back strap. So this gun feels incredibly correct in my hand. You'll see in the video at the range, I shoot it fairly well for a nerd. I'm not that good with the rest of my pistols, so I think that says more about the pistol than it does about me, but well, in fact I know it does. But it's a real confidence builder, and a lot of fun to shoot. So that's the FNX9 from FNH. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Click subscribe if you want to hear me drone on some more.